3 lines all attached, all pulled with tension on them and running down the next stake. Hi guys, Eric with Graybeard Gardening PDX out of Portland, Oregon. Today we are about to show you the Florida weave, and we're going to do that on my San Marzano bed here. You can see we have 4 6-foot stakes that have been put in a couple years back, but these have been there since then, and essentially makes it real easy to set up a Florida weave every year. So I'm going to go ahead and do that today before these get too big and start flopping over. So come join me and we'll go ahead and get that done. Okay guys, so we're getting ready to do the Florida weave for our San Marzano bed here. And I'll show you what I'm using here. I've got some twine that I use, and you can see how this twine is sticking out of the plastic at the top. First time using this, you may feel inclined to take the plastic off. Don't. It helps to unspool it as you're doing your work. So keep that plastic on and that'll help you out. And we're gonna attach the twine to these 6-foot stakes here that we put in years ago. And we're just gonna run the twine in between these stakes and try to give these plants support on either side of the plant to kind of sandwich them in and hold them up while they're growing. So pretty simple, but I'll go ahead and get this going. And this is one of the better support methods for gardeners, especially a gardener that doesn't want to do a whole lot of other supports. You can just come out here, tie a string once every week, maybe a couple strings every week, but it's a fairly easy method and supports really, really well. So, all right, let's figure out where we want to start here. These are all supported pretty well, so I'm just going to start kind of low and tie one end off down here. And we're just going to take this and try to, a lot of people want to weave this in and out, but we're just going to go from stake to stake to give it a nice tight outline. And I'm going to count how many points I went up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we got that pulled nice and tight. All right. And that may not look like much right now, but you get several layers of that going across and it's going to give very good support. So let's just keep moving on that. And now we'll just go a few inches up. I'm going 3 prongs up. And you can see how I pull it tight every time I get a little bit of leverage around here. The first time it comes around, I use that to pull it tight and then keep that tension and wrap it around a couple times and then cut it. All right, and I'll show you this close-up of this as we go. I'm just going to keep working here and get this done. We've got 3 lines that are all doing really nice right there. I'll show you a close-up of that later, but they're all giving very good support. We've kept the tension on them really well while we're tying them, and essentially use the teeth on the side of the stake to go ahead and tie those. And I'm about every 3 notches, I'm tying another tie here. So really appreciate you guys checking this out. I'm going to start up one on this just so we don't have to do as much. Doesn't really need the support down low as far. Got lots of nice little starts for tomatoes down here, so we're trying to watch out for those also. And as I'm tying these up, guys, I'm seeing some leaves that are getting a little crowded here. So I'm just going to take a few of these off. I already have wiped these with isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to cut that one off just because that's getting a little crowded too. All right. And we'll go back over this entire area to make sure that we've pruned off any leaves that have been kind of sucked up against the plant there. What we really don't want is like 2 or 3 leaves really getting bunched up together and kind of rubbing on each other a lot, having a lot of contact. So all right, that one broke halfway through, so we had to tie it on one end and retie it again instead of just looping it, so it took a little longer. All right, so we've gotten our 2 or 3 lines of Florida weed going on the whole line here. So now all we're going to do is go down and just check each plant and make sure we didn't crowd out some of the leaves that we can go ahead and prune off. If they're crowding the leaves and pulling them up against the plant or up against other stems, we'll pull those out so that we're not creating an opportunity for mold or fungus or any sort of disease pressure. So let's go ahead and get that going. This one here is a little bit smaller of a plant, but we're going to take out an inner leaf there. And so far that's looking pretty good. So we'll just keep moving. All right, let's take a look at this one. And we're just creating a little better airflow through here. Okay, guys. Well, first of all, what a perfect day for gardening. It's like 65 degrees and overcast right now. That's part of why I'm getting a lot of this done is because I don't like working in the heat. So ultimately getting this done right now is a luxury. And you can see just how much foliage we took off. That's a lot of foliage. But in doing so, we're going to lower the amount of disease pressure, increase airflow, and basically hopefully allow more sun to get to the parts that need to get sun. And you can see here now, we got everyone a little more exposed. You definitely see more fruits. You can see just how many fruits we have setting right now. Just a ton. This one right here is a beast. Just look at all of the tomatoes starting on this one plant. I may have to prune a couple of those off just to give them all a chance to get to full size, but look at all the flowers on these plants. I mean, they are looking so healthy, so ready to produce. You can see this one down here too is a beast. Got a lot of fruit going right there. A lot of that's looking real good. And a lot of times on the early fruit, because the roots aren't so developed yet, you might actually get blossom end rot, but it seems like planting them very deep and getting the roots so well developed this year really helped. You can see here too, I mean, just look at how much more open all these plants are. You can see the fruit right there. Some more fruit forming right there. We left this leaf here to maybe protect from a little bit of sun scald if things get hot. But all of these plants are looking super healthy. Lots of flowers. And we just supported them more and gave them better airflow and sunlight. So in theory, this should work out pretty well for us. I do have some starts down here. I was wondering if we could see any there. Do have a couple there, and then this one over here has actually got a few really nice ones. But I am really excited, guys. One last look at what we did. You can see that wall looks a lot more clean now. We got some legs exposed down low, and now the watering will be even easier, so I don't have to stoop as much when I'm watering. Yeah, this is going to work out great. Just to show you what we did here in the close-up. 3 lines all attached, all pulled with tension on them, and running down the next stake. And on the next 2 down here, we only did 2 instead of 3 because these didn't need it down low. And we did not interweave these in between each plant. We just ran the string or the yarn in between each stake around each side of the plants and created kind of a funnel or a tunnel for these things. So they are surrounded on both sides with yarn and basically getting supported because that yarn is held with tension on each of the stakes. You can see here we got one of our ties, and here we got another. In fact, I got to cut those. Really appreciate you guys checking us out today. If you haven't yet already, please remember to go down and hit the like and subscribe button if you did like the content today. That does help support the channel. But other than that, we're filming a lot of content this weekend, and especially today with the conditions I'm getting, I'm going to try to get as much done as possible. So we'll see what we get done. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will catch you guys here on the next video.